Getting these dolls to hold these tiny little props is so hard. I always struggle with it. Did I lose it? Oh, there it is. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be unboxing a doll that I just found spontaneously at Target. It is the Inspiring Women series Madam CJ Walker doll. So I haven't bought any of these until today, where I bought 3. Because I've never seen these in stores before. I always see them on Mattel Creations when they produce them, and then they're like $35 on Mattel Creations. So after shipping and tax, you're basically paying like almost $50 to get one doll. And I don't know, on the website they always just look a little lackluster. Oh, hold on. I don't know if I want to spend like $50 for them. I did buy the Jane Goodall one when she came out, and it was mostly because I had also never gotten like a Barbie Loves the Ocean doll, and I guess that one was kind of sort of both. So I thought that would kind of check both boxes, and I was so disappointed with that doll. I like didn't even review it or unbox it or anything. I just opened it up, looked at it, and I was like, ooh. But when I saw these in the stores, I could not resist. They were still like full retail price, so she was $35. I feel like that's fine. Maybe. There's so much glitter on this box. But we are going to unbox her. So basically, when I saw them, I saw they had the Madam CJ Walker, the Ida B. Wells, and the Bessie Coleman. So I just bought all 3. And I was originally going to keep them in the box, but when I got to checkout, I realized that this box was all damaged. And it was so busy at Target that I was like, it's fine. We'll just unbox her. I just cannot be bothered to go back and find one that doesn't have a damaged box. But I want to unbox her anyway, because when I saw them in person, I didn't realize that these are like articulated. It looks like she has articulated wrists. So I'm excited to see like how articulated these are. Like, are these like made to move? Also, I just think this is really cool in general. So before I take her out of the box, I want to show what these actually look like. So first off, the boxes are each specific to each character. So if you're not familiar with Madam CJ Walker, her biggest claim to fame is that she is like the first documented self-made female millionaire in I believe in the US history. I'm not sure if there was someone in another country before her. And she was an entrepreneur, she was an activist, she was a philanthropist. She very famously gave like tons of money to different charities. I can actually just I'll read some. There's a whole write-up. By the way, each of these dolls has like a whole little biography. Madam CJ Walker became a pioneer for the modern black hair care and created the blueprint for the self-made American businesswoman of the 20th century. So that's kind of what she's famous for, is like specifically hair care, entrepreneurship, and then also just being a millionaire, like being like a self-made millionaire. But what I like about these dolls is that each of them, the concept behind them, they write it on the back of everyone. It says, girls need more role models like Madam CJ Walker, because imagining they can be anything is just the beginning. Actually seeing that they can makes all the difference. By using real life role models, kids can see that it's not just like imaginary pretend like Barbie can be an astronaut. It's like, no, Barbie can be a real actual human person that accomplished a ton. I will say I don't know a whole lot about Madam CJ Walker's personal life. I know that some of the people that Mattel has chosen to do these dolls of have been like criticized for different things, because they are real people, right? So like, these aren't just like imaginary characters that are idealized. These are actual real humans that had complicated lives. I don't know a lot about her personal life though. I really don't know. I know there's a show about her where she's played by Octavia Spencer. What is it called? I don't remember the name of the show. If I can find it, I'll put it here. But there is a Netflix show about her. It's really short. I've been thinking about watching it, but I just haven't seen it, so I actually don't know that much about her personal life. There's just so many shows to watch that it's like, I don't know. But I think it's only 4 episodes, so maybe I'll watch it. I also love Octavia Spencer. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, I'm going to unbox this doll, and I'm going to see if she's worth the $35. I think she will be. I'm very excited about the articulation. I really did not expect this to be articulated. So we're going to get her out of here. Oh, and also really quickly, if you want to read this, there you go. You can pause it right there and read it, if you're curious about her life. This is just a short little biography though of like 3 paragraphs. If you're really curious about her life, there are TV shows, there are books, there are movies. I think there are movies. I'm not sure if there are movies actually, I'm just making that up. It was shockingly easy to actually just remove her with all these little plastic pieces. without having to cut or tear anything, and the box is still like in perfect condition. So if you're the kind of person who likes to unbox and rebox dolls, these are actually great. Like nothing was like taped in or anything. You could just kind of fold the plastic and pull it right out. So that's really cool. I did a little bit of additional research on Madame C.J. Walker before I decided to film this, because I was just curious about her life and whatnot. And one thing I thought was really interesting was that, so they mentioned on the back of the box she's a philanthropist, but what they don't mention is that apparently in her will, her company has to give like 2/3 of their net profits to charity or something insane like that. So that's actually really cool if that's true. And of course, in her life, she also very famously gave to a bunch of charities. I'm not here to give you like the facts about Madame C.J. Walker. I did a little bit of research just because I wanted to know who she was before I filmed a video about a doll of her. Okay, so she does come with a doll stand. All of these Inspiring Women dolls do, from my understanding. Yeah, it's just a basic saddle stand. Nothing crazy. All right, let's take a look at the doll. So first off, she does have knee protectors, which is pretty cool. I don't usually see that with Mattel dolls, honestly. But I will say, so these dolls are at a price point where I think they're kind of in the middle of collector and playline, which I think it's very important to have dolls like that, because what that means is that it's like, at a $35 price point, this is no different than like a Rainbow High doll. I mean, Rainbow High dolls are getting a little cheaper now, but if you could buy a Rainbow High doll, or you could buy an educational historical doll, you have the option. I think that's really nice about these, is that they're not at an insane collector price point where you could not buy one of these for a kid. Cool. So let's take a look at her. So first off, she has a lot of articulation. I'm very excited about the articulation. No ankles. Okay, so she has articulated in her wrists, her elbows, her shoulder. Her head, of course, is articulated. She does have like the solid head tilt. There's no torso articulation, but there is both knee and hip articulation. I was not expecting that. When I saw these on Mattel's website, I did not expect that. I really thought like this was I know it wasn't like a model muse body, but it felt very much like it was just going to be like a fashionista. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the vibe I got. But no, these are fully articulated. So here's her face. Her makeup's very simple. Nothing crazy. I don't know how like period accurate her makeup is to the time. I also don't know what age she's supposed to be here. So that's another thing about these historical characters. It seems like a lot of times they do them like kind of at their younger age, which is probably what they're going for here. I feel like maybe, I don't know. I can't tell what age she is in that photo, but maybe that's kind of what they're basing it off of, just that photo. It's hard to say. But she looks very beautiful. She just has these tiny little earrings. They're just little plastic earrings. Her hair looks great. Love her hair. There's even a little braid in her hair, and it's, I'm terrible at identifying hair types for dolls, so I couldn't tell you, but it feels very soft, honestly. The dress, I'm obsessed with this dress. So I love period gowns. It's one of the main reasons I was so excited for Madame C.J. Walker, and I'm glad they did her in like a solidly period dress. I feel like this top is very of the time. It's got the big poofy sleeves, little ham hock sleeves. It also has this little ruffled collar. There's some cool details here. It's very like high conservative, like kind of collared. It does Velcro in the back. It's also patterned too. The pattern's very beautiful. It's like a purple floral. And then it has this teal skirt. This is how many gores is this? It's a weird amount of gores. This is a 5 gored skirt. So this is kind of unusual for, honestly, this is unusual for Barbie in general. In my experience with Barbie, they usually don't do gored skirts. They usually do like, it's like a rectangle of fabric gathered at the waist. So the fact that they actually did it's a 5 gored skirt. So if you're not familiar with like clothing construction, basically it just means it's 5 panels. And essentially when you have a gored skirt, you have a lot more control over the fit and the flare and the volume of a skirt. So it kind of gets a lot more volume at the bottom than it does around her waist, which creates a really nice silhouette that's very of her time. So that makes a lot of sense that they did that. I just wouldn't expect it from Mattel. Like, so yeah, I'm very happy with their choice to do like an actual gored skirt for her, because I have Barbies that are way more expensive than this. Like literally, I'm just looking over at a shelf of collector Barbies that I paid over $100 for, and almost all of them are in either like a circle skirt or it's literally just a gathered piece of like a rectangle of fabric around her waist. So the fact that they did a gored skirt into a waistband, I know that probably doesn't mean a lot to most people, but to me, I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. And I think it looks really good. So, oh, also she does have these little boots, these little period boots. They're just kind of like molded boots, but I think they do look nice, and they look very period. I wish they were painted, but the skirt's floor length, so you're never going to see them anyway. And she does also come with like the tiniest little version of her hair care product that she can hold. Very cool. Very, very cool. Oh, I want to take off the skirt actually before I kind of put her up here. I just want to see what's going on with this top. Oh, she's just like nude. Okay. I thought that she was going to have like the painted on underwear, but she does not. But anyway, so this is just kind of like I expected. It's 2 pieces and it's just kind of like it's just a shirt. It is tailored quite nicely to her body though, which is great. Love that. And then the skirt, yeah, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a standard piece of doll clothing. It's great though. It's great. I really like this doll. I'm actually very impressed. I honestly might take out the Bessie Coleman. Honestly, her outfit's a little boring because she was a pilot. So her outfit's not like spectacular. But I'm curious to look at the Ida B. Wells' dress because it is also like a period gown, which is the main reason I was really wanted the Ida B. Wells and Madam C.J. Walker because of their dresses. I'm not as interested in Bessie Coleman, but she was there, so I bought her. But I'm very happy that I bought this particular doll, and I'm very excited to now take a look at the others. I love the sleeves. I love the sleeves so much. They're so dramatic. That's so fun. This is just such a great outfit. I mean, for Mattel, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I love Barbie. I buy a lot of Barbies nowadays, much more than I used to. But I just don't have very high expectations with them usually. Oh my God. I didn't realize the little container of her hair care product actually opens, which is cool. So if you're like a doll photographer, not only does she have the articulation, but she also has the actual hair care product that you can do a lot of cool stuff with. Getting these dolls to hold these tiny little props is so hard. I always struggle with it. Did I lose it? No, there it is. She's not going to hold that because I will just lose it. It'll just be gone forever. So she's not going to hold it. All right. So here she is, Miss Madam C.J. Walker. I love this doll. I really do. I'm actually very impressed. Now, I will say, if I had bought her from Mattel Creations and paid almost $50 between shipping and taxes and everything, I might have been a little less excited about her. It's more detailed, I would say, than your average Barbie skirt. It is made of like a decent fabric that has a lot of texture to it, which is nice. And then there's like the patterned top. It's like it feels like cotton. It's probably not, but it feels like a cotton shirt, honestly. So it's very cool. It's very cool. I'm really happy with her. I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed. Lately I've just had such low expectations for Mattel dolls, because they're so hit and miss. Like sometimes I get a Barbie for $100 and I'm like, why was that $100? And then sometimes I get one like her for 35 bucks and I'm like, damn, she's pretty good for 35 bucks. So I don't know. If you like historical representations of people and historical costuming and historical fashion, I think these dolls are really great. She's the only one I've opened so far, so I really can't speak too much on the others, but I'm very happy about her. I also just want to say, I mean, I feel like this kind of goes without saying, but I am very proud of Mattel for doing this line fairly diverse now. I mean, the ones that I saw at Target today, it was all people of color, which was great. It was great to see that. It was great to see it on shelves in a Target where people have access to it very easily, because a lot of times, even if, you know, Mattel does do some sort of diversity, it can be sometimes hard to find the actual dolls that you're looking for in stores. All I'm trying to say is that I appreciate that we're getting some diversity in this line. I think they're really good. I think this is really good. I love the articulation. I'm a big fan of articulation. I'm a big fan of when clothing looks like it's supposed to if that makes sense. I don't need 100% historical accuracy. That's not a requirement for me. She lived for about 50 years, between 1867 and 1919. I'm assuming this is later in her life because that was when she was notably like a businesswoman. So in the early 1900s, that would have been like Edwardian times. And this is, I would say, pretty accurate to probably something she would have worn. I don't know if the colors, the teal and the dark blue, were maybe like the fashionable colors to wear at the time. But I do know the silhouette is pretty accurate. The big puffy sleeves are very of that time. The long floor-length dresses and skirts are very of that time. So yeah. It makes sense. It's the right vibe. It might not be the exact right execution or the exact right garment, but very happy, very satisfied. I love her. I probably will take the others out of the box just because they're articulated, and that makes it so much more exciting to take them out of the box because I can actually like pose them and display them in more interesting ways than just the like static like fashionista style bodies. So cool. Let me know if you've bought any of these particular inspiring women dolls. If so, which ones are like the really good ones to get. Like I said, I got the Betsy Coleman, the Ida B. Wells, and the Madam C.J. Walker. I also have the Jane Goodall somewhere. She wasn't as exciting, honestly. But these look great, so I'm very happy about these. So, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye-bye!